Yo! Welcome, everyone. Guys, it's a big day today. This is the final day of Prove Your Skill. The entire qualification stage is going to be finished. And by the end of the day, we are going to know who will make it to top 8, top 16, top 32. Y'all, it's going to be an exciting day. We've got a pretty good bracket that we're going to be watching as well, y'all. So there's 6 brackets for today. A lot more teams entered for PYS 4 than PYS's 1 and 3, which each had 37. 2 and 4 of each had 43 teams, so maybe not a lot more, but enough to force 6 groups on the second stage. Group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are 6 groups today. And we are going to be watching perhaps the most competitive one, and that is going to be Group 4. The reason it is most competitive, I will illustrate in a moment. But basically, what you need to know is this. If I go to the clan leaderboards, if I go ahead and show you what that's looking like right here, you can zoom in a little bit more. We've got Origin on top, Ponda, Joker, Leverage, Apex, all pretty much right next to each other. Right now it says 2 and 2. By the way, these two teams are entirely tied, so it's going to show 9 teams on the screen here. So there are 9 teams up on the page. As you can see, the first 4 are all tied in trophies. They all have won PYS 1 and PYS 2 for every day that they've played so far. They are guaranteed lock in top 8. And the reason is because there's no team that can pass them that would boot them out, you know. Even if these guys earned 0 cups today, they are still over 8,000 above the teams that are fighting for 8th place. And since you only earned 7,000 cups on a win today, which I can show the scoring briefly here, 7,000 cups on a win for today means we've got a lock for these first clans right here. Origin, Ponda, Joker, Leverage, and really Apex is locked as well. Assuming that they don't all get last place in their league, I'm pretty sure some of these teams can't even get 4th because they're only 3-team brackets, so those are locked. Purple, pretty much locked as long as they don't get last. Elev, as long as they get 1st or 2nd, they're good. If they get 3rd, they could in theory get knocked off if we do see an upset by some of the teams outside of top 8. But, as I just said, guys, there are 9 teams here. Only 8 can make it in. If we look at Straight and E-Girl, they are neck and neck within a few cups of each other. And what would you know? Today, we are watching the group that contains both of them. Group number 4, Straight and E-Girl are together here. Only one of them can make it to top 8. The other one is going to unfortunately go down in top 16. Unless something really crazy happens and like Anbu defeats Joker, I believe, to make their way to top 8, they would pass Straight and E-Girl. I wouldn't count on that. And even then, that would mean that potentially neither Straight nor E-Girl make it. So, realistically speaking, if everything else carries out the way that it's been carrying out this entire PYS with no major upsets, it's going to be Straight and E-Girl fighting for that last spot in top 8. And we have the pleasure of streaming that bracket, according to what Wargaming told me at least. I'm really hoping that there wasn't a mistake there like there was in the beginning. But y'all, this is some pretty high stakes stuff going on here. And we've gotten an invite. It is E-Girl versus Rival, so we are in the correct group. That is good. I'm going to, of course, leave the room for the first couple minutes. And it looks like E-Girl's on the left, Rival's on the right. Okay, perfect. All right. So yeah, high stakes today. This one matters. As we can take a look at the rest of the groups, none of them are really terribly competitive. Leverage is pretty favored to win, and then again, there is another top 8 team in here, Purple, but for the most part, you know, if Leverage wins and Purple gets 2nd, Purple's still going to stay in top 8. It's only if they get like last that they could drop to like an upset on Joker. Group number 2, Ponda, pretty heavily favored, and again, another top 8 clan. This is Elevate, where as long as they get 2nd, they are fine. They don't need to worry. Of course, it would be nice for them to beat Ponda, but as long as they don't drop lower than their expectation of 2nd, if Nox doesn't upset Elev or Angle upsetting Elev, whoever that may be, they should be okay for top 8. Now, if for Group 3, Apex pretty heavily favored, but Chump also a solid clan. And I guess I didn't really take a look at the top 16 cups in the stream, and we can take a brief look at that. But Apex favored to win, and then Origin and Joker both going to win their groups, most likely based on expectations. But if all else goes to plan, Straight and E-Girl will both not have the ability to both get in. And this is particularly poetic. Let's look at the rest of the cups, by the way. Teams that are just outside of top 8. This is 17k. So we saw Straight and E-Girl had 20k. They're a good 3,000, 4,000 cups behind. So it's going to take a huge upset here. They need to win their group respectively in order to jump in. And at the same time, E-Girl and Straight would both have to do quite poorly. So, and Elevate. So I don't see that happening. I think that we're just going to be seeing the regular old top 8 teams. We can briefly take a look at the rest of top 16. Or, yeah, top 32 here. And lots of clans that are all mixed together, and because of the ties, this isn't fully accurate. The other thing that's exciting about this group, we have Rival, who is fighting to get into top 16. They're at 12k cups, whereas VGN's also at 12k, and 58's at 12k. So if Rival does pretty well, gets first or second today, they could see themselves in. At 58, I think they got knocked out today, so I don't even think that they play. So that may just mean that as long as Rival gets first or second today, they need a spot as well in top 16. And we've got those 3 teams all in there, so that's going to be intense. We've got 2 minutes until the game starts, so we're going to go ahead and join the training room. We've got E-Girl on the left, Rival on the right, and looks like Mayan Ruins is going to be our first map, and lots of crons here for E-Girl. Rival running 60 TPs primarily, it seems. I mean, they have plenty of time to change their tanks, but, I mean, okay, types. Makes some sense, No. I do understand the decision to choose some higher alpha damage tanks on Mayan Ruins. You can go downside, it's pretty viable, and also you can sometimes sneak in shots in the B base as well, early game. And it's just a decent place to fight from. Definitely not bad at all. French Fry, welcome to the stream. Wow, Bow, welcome. And Abram with the rate of 127. Yo, welcome everybody. Holy cow. Abram, I heard you got rated by the legendary skill today. Dude, that's hype. Welcome everybody. Holy cow. Guys, I am streaming the Blitz version, the mobile version of World of Tanks, and we're actually watching competitive season. This is one of the matches that's going to determine who makes it to top 8, which starts next week. Abram, thank you for the raid, man. Holy cow. I'm just gonna make sure everyone knows that there's a delay, but I appreciate for the raid, man. Thank you so much. Alright. We gotta get it here, guys. I have to mute the alerts, unfortunately, for this. But, hope that y'all enjoy the games that we're about to see. It looks like E-Girl is, yeah, sticking with the crons, 3 types, 1 VK72. And so we do see 1 T100 LT, so Rival is going to run light tanks, have a little bit of a mobility advantage. Respectable on this map, although this is more of a closed map and can be a little bit difficult for those tanks to get around. It's entirely viable. E-Girl not going to be running any light tanks though. 3 types, you know, the staple tank that we've seen in competitive so far. Double Cron, a VK72 for that alpha damage, 205B for that monster heavy tank DPM. Excited to see how this first game goes, guys. This is a best of 3, by the way. So we are going to be playing 2 games on Mayan Ruins, and if it comes to a tiebreaker, we will have another. But it's crazy. So these are going to be some high-intensity first set here. Again, Rival at the stake of going into top 16, E-Girl at the stake of going into top 8. So both of these teams have something to lose today. They're both going to be fighting as hard as they can. And let's see how it goes. Have fun, Cass. You got to do a lot of work. Thank you, Abram. Thank you again for the raid, man. I appreciate you. I hope that you stay long enough to hear me say this. If you don't, oopsie. But thank you, Abram. You're goated, man. Congrats on the successful stream today. And yeah, let's focus back on the tournament. We're going to be watching game number 1 here between E-Girl and a Rival. And they are going to be both going more towards the A and B side. I predicted this for the team that, you know, lots of 60 TPs in the VK72. That is to be expected, all that alpha damage. Definitely more useful in a town setting. But E-Girl's going to be doing something similar. They're actually going to bring their crons more towards the middle, though. Not quite surprising. Will Dehydrated Water spot anything? So far, nothing has been lit on either team. And E-Girl putting 2 of their tanks into the C base rather quickly, getting the early cap lead. Sped does get spotted here. Looks like a couple rival tanks may be getting something from that perch over there. And they will get onto the A base, so we see a triple cap here. Capture points are going to be relatively close to each other, within 1 kill or so. The question is what's going to happen on the B base. Now rival has a little bit better control just by nature of having this side of the map. They have shots into B, whereas E-Girl really doesn't have shots in from their position. They'd have to push a little bit further forward in order to get those shots in, but it would still be definitely viable for E-Girl to step into B as long as they're able to maybe distract the tanks from rival first. Now, first shot does get put in here. Looks like I'm clear. It may have done a little bit of a trade with Sped on Team E-Girl. Rival already rotating back a little bit more towards their own spawn. They seem to be more heavily stacked on that side. T100 LT there, both 60 TPs. And the VK72 still hasn't quite crossed either. Now, the Kronvons from E-Girl, of course, not doing anything particularly fancy. You do tend to see them in these nice hold-down spots where it's not easy to push. You don't want to get them too close right away. The tank is strongest when you force the enemy team to push to you, and at the moment, E-Girl having the cap lead actually will force rival to make a play at some point during this game. Whether it's a direct push onto the B base, trying to distract E-Girl, picking up a kill maybe, any of those things would give rival the lead. E-Girl would have to respawn appropriately. Looks like Choo-Choo has been spotted here. Really put a shot into I'm Clear. He does so. Going to be a nice little trade there. Underwater area looks like rival could make a sort of play over here. They've got General Chris and Akasun and Waobao all over there. Looks like Waobao does get spotted, so E-Girl is aware of some sort of play here. However, Choo-Choo is not isolated despite the fact that he's kind of far away from most other tanks. Ooh, Firefly's actually behind him just getting spotted there. Didn't notice him. But those Kronvons have some big clips that could go right on into the Type 71s if they do decide to make a push. Now, T100 LT here we can see is rotating all the way around the entire map here. He's going to potentially try to step into the C base, see if he can briefly stop the capture points from Team E-Girl from going up. But actually, T100 getting himself kind of stuck out a little bit here. Sub-Supreme does spot him. Not something that Dehydrated expected to occur. He's going to take a shot for it if he can hit it. Maybe no gun depression here from Sub-Supreme. No, he's actually not going to fire. Dehydrated getting away. Pretty simply, Madison missed his own shot. So rival does get some information that E-Girl does have a tank on the bridge. Now, hit points are still dead even here, so that's likely not going to be a big factor right yet. But of course it will be soon, and it looks like rival is starting to stack up more towards Choo-Choo here. And E-Girl's tanks do seem relatively ready to respond. And here we see Dehydrated Water is going to step into the B base, so rival will make a play. Now, are they prepared for what comes next, though? Who's going to push into B? What's going to happen here? E-Girl needs to respond in some way, and it looks like they're going to do so with the Kronvon here. SpedX Rect is going to cross, actually. Tanks go Choo-Choo taking a few hits as rival seems to be pushing towards this tank now that the Kronvons are not able to support him anymore. SpedX actually lost about half of his hit points here. He's going to put a shot into Dehydrated Water. He's not even firing his gun yet, but those are some big shots into him. He's down to 500 hit points. So is Choo-Choo, 450 of his own. He's got pushed by 2 tanks here. Firefly, not really able to support too well from the rear, and Sped, who is already quite low. That's another nice, easy target for rival to pick off here. Waobao should be able to get that kill, if not Chris M getting it first. Or Jag, one of them is going to pick him off. There he goes. Akasun, pretty low himself. Dehydrated did get taken out off screen. But we do see 900 points here for rival. Capture points are ticking up slowly and slowly. E-Girl's going to need to get some kills here if they want to win this game, and White Tiger already pretty low, so is Madison here. And if rival's able to get this quick kill on Madison, that would basically secure them the win. However, E-Girl close to picking up Jag himself. Will Madison get the kill? No, missing it entirely, actually. White Tiger going down and giving rival the first win. Not a good start for E-Girl, who's looking for that top 8 spot. And again, guys, this is a best of 3, so rival only needs to take one more win to win the set. Already a pretty scary moment here for E-Girl as they're off the back foot. They won their group yesterday, and they were the favorites to take today. But things not going off as well as they seemed for E-Girl. as they overextended, and Madison getting killed on that base, missing that shot, definitely hurt them quite a bit. If they got that kill on Jag, things would have been closer, but not quite the case here. Of course, it was SpedX who initially pushed through and was not able to support Tanksco Choo-Choo anymore, as he ended up getting pushed by Rival. So really good push there. First sending their tanks into the base in order to distract E-Girl's support. And then once the support got distracted, it was Tanksco Choo-Choo who was isolated. And a single Type 71 is not going to be enough to support that push from Rival. Or support Tanksco Choo-Choo against the push from Rival, I should say. Now, similar lineups here from Rival, but they're actually going to drop the T100 LT. And they're going to have 4 types, 2 VKs into 2 and 5B, so no light tanks here on either team as it seems. Eagle running a similar lineup, but only 1 Kronvon at the moment. And dropping their 2 and 5B, so it looks like the 2 and 5B did change sides. It's going all over to Rival now. Exciting. Alright. So they're going to pick up a 60 TP as their last tank here. So VK, 60 TP, Kron, 4 types. No, still swapping out. Either way, both teams are relatively mobile. This time it's going to be Rival that has the alpha damage advantage. But the clip from the Kronvon is, of course, extremely deadly. It just needed to be utilized a bit better from Eagle last game, I would definitely say. Now, Eagle needs to tie this one up here on Mayan Ruins, force a tiebreaker, and have hopes of moving to the winner's side. Then again, whichever team loses is not quite out of it yet. They can fight their way back from the loser's side. As Straight is in this bracket fighting another team of their own. I didn't see which team it was. I don't actually remember off the top of my head who they're playing, but you get the idea. Exit wrong spawn. Nice. Okay. Team number 2 here, about to begin. The last team was VIN. I actually don't have a logo for VIN. So that's actually slightly concerning. I don't know if they've made it to top 20 before. But looks like another similar strategy here from Rival, and Eagle doing pretty much the same thing as well, sending a few tanks to the middle, a few tanks in the town area. This time, though, maybe a little bit more presence in the town, having a Type and a VK-72 playing a little bit more forward. So Eagle will be doing the same play. Rival's got more of a presence in the town, though, for sure. They're going to be sending Akasun and Wabao all the way over to the A-base already, along with Chris M. But a fast B-cap strategy here from Eagle, so a little bit of a risk. Will we see potential resets here from Rival? No. Actually, looks like the rest of Eagle pushing these tanks away from the reset, allowing the quick cap to be grabbed by White Tiger and SpedX, who are then going to be coming around from the rear most likely. However, lots of punishment is going into E-Girl. They're going to rotate around and try to take out the 3 types more towards the A side here. Tanksco Choo-Choo is going to come around from the rear. Poppy Mellow is going to be the target here for Rival or Sub-Supreme. Now it's going to be Poppy Mellow, but Chris M's taking a few shots of his own here. Big shot from Tanksco Choo-Choo, rocking that VK-72 with that massive alpha damage. Over Poppy Mellow goes down on the other side, and now Rival actually has a 2,000 hit point advantage as they're about to focus out Sub-Supreme, who's not moving. He might have crashed. His internet might be gone. Oh dear. Unlucky play there for E-Girl. Some bad connection over there. And right now it looks like SpedX is getting taken on by 2 tanks at the moment. E-Girl instead trying to push through around to try to get the picks on Akasun and I'm Clear. Firefly holding his shell, trying to see if he can put it into I'm Clear instead, but at the same time, SpedX is going to go down himself. Akasun will fall first. Unfortunately, Madison's finding himself caught out against several rival tanks here. Down goes SpedX. Madison going to be the next to fall. Wabao should have the kill here. He does so. White Tiger the next target for Rival. Big HE shot there. Maybe not even an HE shot. It wasn't entirely necessary. But Rival actually going to be pulling off the upset here. Winning the set 2-0 against E-Girl, who are immediately on the back foot. And Choo-Choo already sitting still. He's given up. And now it's just Firefly left against 4 rival tanks. Wow. What a showing here from Rival. Already guaranteeing themselves a spot in the winners finals. Amazing stuff here. An unfortunate plays there from E-Girl. The resource allocation was a little bit strange. Yes, they put 2 tanks on the cap and were able to stop Rival from resetting it for a little bit, but that game is way too fast-paced for it to be a game to be decided by caps. They just pushed through so excessively, and having those tanks as far away as they were didn't really add a whole lot of value to the meaning of the strategy, and I really don't know what was going on there for eGirl. Not decisions that I fully understood. So unfortunately, they will drop to the loser's side. We may watch them on the loser's side playing against VIN, which is going to start in about 5 minutes from now. Yikes. So Straight did beat Vin. Okay. I don't have a logo for Vin. That's the thing. I can see if I can find one online real quick. I don't know. Rival for the dub. Yeah, that was a very surprising upset there. Okay. Wait, I do have a logo from them. Never mind. It's probably not going to show very well, but yeah, I thought I didn't have one. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to show too well, unfortunately. The text wasn't particularly good quality, but we can throw it in there. Team icons. Okay. So we will have something prepared. Now we don't have an invite. And even though the games are going to start in about 3 minutes here. So I guess we're just waiting for the winner's side then? Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure when I'm gonna get an invite, and I'm kind of nervous to move. I don't want to join a game in hopes that I could get invited to something. Hmm. Two eGirl members crashed mid-match. Yikes. Yep. Sorry, guys. You can't be coming into chat and spoiling the games before. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I do not have an invite to the next game, so I don't know what I'm watching here. I'm going to see if I can contact tournament organizer. Yeah, nothing. I'm kind of concerned about this, guys. I mean, I guess in the meantime, we can take a look at some of the other groups. see. Okay. We got something. Let me refresh. Okay. Wait, is this not done? Hold on, what's going on here? So it looks like... No, maybe the rest of this isn't done yet. Okay. These sets aren't quite fast. So Ponda did beat Angle, and Nox beat Elevate. Ooh, okay. So we do see the upset here, and Eleva is potentially going to go out. They could drop top 8 as well. Uh-oh. Things are scary here. Apex wins. Venti Chomp still playing. Yeah, straight beat Ven, and rival beat E-Girl. So don't know what's going on there. Poker does beat Suck, no surprises. And Anbu beats VGN. Okay, so here's the rest of the groups, by the way. Alright, so I just contacted Tolian. We're all good. I'm not going to get an invite for this. I'm getting an invite for the winner's side. So even though I initially followed E-Girl, we're not going to be following them through the losers. So unfortunately, we may not see... Yeah, sorry. We're in contact now. Things are going to be good. I am going to be watching straight play against... well, straight against rival then is going to be the next set, and that's going to be... Let me check what the time is, just so I don't accidentally miss it somehow. But crazy how purple is still... or Leverage is still fighting against Scar. So straight rival is going to be at 32. Cool. And by the way, guys, everyone who's talking in the chat about, hey, you've kicked E-Girl out of top 8, that's not true. They can still fight back from the loser side. So they are not out of it. There's no team that's out of it yet. They have a chance of clawing their way back. Who timed you out? Yeah, if you guys come into chat and you spoil... No, Mercury, you're not supposed to untime people out. You time people out. If they spoil, that's an hour timeout. You can't come into chat and say, oh, we won while the game is still playing. You're on the rival team. It's a very common courtesy to not spoil games. Now, put the timeout back, Mercury, if you wouldn't mind. You can't spoil games. It's not a thing. It is common courtesy. I'm going to do it. I'm putting it back. You stay timed out. It was calculated. You wanted the 10 points, gotta have some. There you go. Wow. Yeah, well, we'll just play a couple games until we get the invite. So yeah, things have been shaken up already. Elif is already on the back foot, and if they don't do well today, they could drop out. Angle's not a bad team, so Elif could realistically lose to Angle. I've not heard of Vin. I don't really know Vin, so I don't know how good they are against E-Girl, but E-Girl has had a few cases of choking. They choked in PYS day 2 for PYS 3 as well. They got last in their group, and somehow they're still top 8. So, it's a little bit scary, but this is an intense group. And if, I really wish that I could be watching Vin versus E-Girl right now, because E-Girl is fighting for their life here. If they don't make top 8, this is huge. A shot there. That was beautiful. No 7, bucko. I was just driving forward to knock some stuff over, and that guy happened to get lit. I'm pretty happy with that. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna keep playing in the town. There's the Horiti too. Interesting. So they seem to all be in the town here. This is already pretty scary. I like how our VK is back enough. Good. Sorry about that. There we go. Hopefully this guy should back off now. People said 98% you girl, dang. Wait for Vin to clap him? Sounds good, brother. Good luck. I'm excited for this group. This is an insane group. Team? No, our team is not here. Straight up. Are they just too busy capping or something? Dude, I could have killed the Hori. He just turned up. Our APZ is in a horrible spot. Do get reset, unfortunately. I got their Tiger low, though. Talk about games I'm not covering? Don't introduce things. Don't introduce spoilers for games that I haven't revealed yet, please. Thank you. So who shot me there? Wait, who shot me that one? Holy cow. Oh, the Yamorek? To save my life? What? The Amarak to save my life. That's nuts. That's nuts. Holy cow. Streamer luck. Absolutely, that's encouraged. Well, if it's... I'll say this. If it's like... Oh, yeah, nah. You know what? You're right. I think I misunderstood. I misunderstood. If it's about the other team in the group, preferably not. If it's other groups, yeah, I don't mind. Sorry. I thought you were saying, like, just in general. In general, no. But if it's, like, outside of my group, sure. That's fine. That's chill. I understand what you're saying now. You're good. Some angular beautiful in our inconsistency. Y'all can do this. Y'all can do this. It is not over yet. Nobody is eliminated. We have time for one more game. Alright. Let's get it. Hopefully this game's not too long, but either way we'll be fine. We'll just have like a lot less time in the training room, I suppose. I did get a logo from Vin though. I didn't realize it was theirs. Someone randomly sent me one yesterday, and I didn't realize it was for Vin. I thought it was for like a team that was not making the second day. So my bad, Vin. Yeah, okay. Unlucky. What is RTC doing? Don't know. Fortunately, HE's not going to do anything there. But still put in a beefy shot. Consistently inconsistent. I like that username, by the way. Chinese censorship device. That's a pretty good username. I can't lie. I got spotted. I think I backed up a little bit too much. Ooh, no spall. That's good. hope this GC moves in. Waffle dies. That's pretty big. I'm gonna go for this guy. I think I've got to make a play. Trying to get this guy to help. I don't think he will. He's not gonna help. That didn't go in somehow. And he's still not helping. I can try to sneak in an HE here. Here we go. Okay. I just gotta run. This guy's playing like a prick. Actually impressed with the stream quality. Thank you, Xenopunk. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Might she say not know how to use cover? That hurts. That's so sad. Oh, that's so sad. That hurts. I wanted to kill. Ah, I'm lucky. Okay, yeah, you're good, Pecco. You're good. Man, that could have been something good. I mean, I don't think I would have survived otherwise, but hey, at least we've got 2 good games today, and it looks like Straight and Rival. So Straight on the left, Rival on the right. Straight. Okay. Unfortunately, Straight didn't really give me a good logo. Theirs is not transparent, so it's going to look pretty bad once we go to the in-game overlay, but it's fine. We're good. We'll wait a few more seconds for things. And we can join up. Here we go. Straight versus Rival. So again, Straight is looking to get top 8 here. If they win this group, they basically guarantee it for themselves. However, E-Girl is going to be fighting back on the loser's side of things. They need to beat Vin here. And Rival, as long as they get first, or maybe even if they get first or second, they'll be okay for top 16. Then again, I thought VGN wasn't playing today, but they are. But it's actually, I think, 50A who's not playing today. So there is a chance, because 50A is not going to be gaining any cups, and Rival will be gaining some cups here. They've already guaranteed that they will get no worse than 3rd. So they'll be getting some cups here. So yeah. Looks like we're on Black Goldville is the map, and that's one where it's played very differently, like from competitive and in pubs. Pubs, you typically tend to see tanks all going, oh, cave side only. That's the only really way to go. But in Supremacy, and especially in competitive, when you have a team that you can coordinate, the town is actually a viable strategy because you've got better control over the B base. And so having that extra cap, or at least the ability to control that extra cap, is really valuable. Because forcing the other team to push is something that in this meta can be pretty dangerous. Because a lot of times we're seeing Kronvons, as we do see here, 2 from Straight, 1 from Rival. Having those Kronvons is pretty valuable, because if you force the enemy team to push into them, it's a lot of damage that they're going to take for it. So we will be seeing 2 types from Straight and 2 6GTPs, and they're going to be rocking a T100. So we will see T100s on both sides. Seems to still be the light tank of choice, despite it getting nerfed and the Sheridan getting significant buffs. Still the T100 LT on top. I'll be rocking Kron as well as a Concept 1B, a tank that's used for similar purposes, that being hull down scenarios, but different in the sense that it's not an auto reloader, it's one that's going to be able to consistently put shots out, which is quite nice to have for a strong hull down tank that can consistently be used, maybe to get resets on the B base. Not entirely clear where they're going to put it, but that's a possibility. Other than that, 2 types and 2 IS-4s, whereas Straight's running 60 TPs, so similar lineups, but not entirely. I do expect maybe a Kronvon from each team to be used to potentially try to reset the B base from the town side, but you can honestly put that tank anywhere in most maps and it can succeed just fine, so it's not really easy for me to predict how they're going to be used yet. Also, I just realized that I never went to this overlay and we've got 10 seconds left. Oopsie daisy, you guys get to look at the logos, and Straight logo does look really good overall. It's just that it's not transparent, so once we switch to the in-game overlay, it's not going to look too hot, because it's got that big giant border around it. So unfortunately they did not have a non-transparent logo, so hopefully you guys can deal with it. It is what it is. And here we are, game number 1, Straight versus Rival. The winner guarantees themselves no less than 2nd place for today, which is a lot of cups, guaranteed at least 3,500. The loser goes down to the loser side and is not out of it, but they'll have to claw their way back playing against the winner of E-Girl and Vin. Looks like Straight is going to be going a little bit on either side here, sending in a couple tanks towards B, a couple tanks towards A, and a couple towards C, really, so they're split as evenly as you can be. Rival more committed towards the BC side, Dehydrated Water, trying to get a few spots here. He's actually going to get lit himself, dropping down before the Kronvon can clip him out. Good play there. And Straight's actually going to be sneaking into C a little bit faster with their own T100 LT, as he's not been lit yet from what I can tell. There is some congestion of the B base here. Looks like Flossie has been found, and as predicted, he is 60 TP in the Kronvon in a spot that's good for resetting B. It's particularly strong to have a Kronvon here because you're nearly invincible hull down. Now he's in a good spot. It looks like my internet connection's going a little bit crazy with the game here. Uh-oh. We're good. Everything has sorted itself out. Some server issues there. Hopefully not with the stream as well. But Flossie did take a hit. But at the same time, we do see a base cap here. I believe it was Pipeta who grabbed the base in the 60 TP. Big shot going into OG Breadsticks, where it looks like Rival is making a play towards the seaside now. They've got 3 tanks headed in there, Chris M, Vovko, and Breadsticks, who have already been bled out a little bit here. Kronvon putting in another shot as they do retake the base, but at the same time, Straight's already back at A. They've got some pretty solid rotations here, grabbing C early, forcing a push, getting some bleeds into Rival as they do push. And now look at this. I'm clearing good player who've backed down into the river area, the road here, kind of surrounded by the Kronvons coming in from the rear, Trim and Atomic pushing them in from coming up at all, and now they're just going to get clipped out for free. Machine putting big shots into Clear, who's indecisive on if he wants to drive forward or backward, and Straight's going to go ahead and destroy him immediately. Down goes I'm Clear without a second hesitation here from Straight. They switch to their next target, good player, and he's going to be taken down very quickly as well. At the same time, we do see Chris M, who's going for a counter push here. Rival is going for those 60 TPs. He's going to get cleared by Stars, though, and even though it's a 4-on-2 scenario, Straight still able to get a kill here. Vovko and Dehydrated both bouncing their shots. That's going to allow Pipeta to put another one into Vovko. That's a big 600 damage put in here. But unfortunately now, there's not enough steam left for Rival. They're already down to 4 tanks, whereas Straight has 6, make that 5 as Machine does go down, but they pick up Breadsticks as well. And Akison, who's a little bit isolated compared to the rest of this team, going to be surrounded here by several tanks from Straight. He pushes in, but there's not much use. He goes in for shots, bleeds pretty much all of his hit points in the end, although this one wasn't looking terribly winnable for Rival in the first place. Straight with a very clean execution here. Definitely looking like a top 8 team after this first game, with a win over Rival for game number 1. Vovko, the last alive against 4 tanks. It's not going to make much of a difference if he continues to try to fight it out. He will do so. But here's game number 1 on Black Goldville. Merc and Draconic, thank you guys for taking care of the chat, by the way. Appreciate y'all being in here. Hopefully now we can avoid any more spoilers. And here we go. Atomic on top with damage, although really good spread from straight almost everyone within 1,000 damage of each other. So Rival, Akison on top, but not quite enough to carry game number 1. This is a best of 5, by the way. The rest of the games today will be best of 5s, so we are going to see at least one more map in addition to Black Goldville here as we do swap spawns. So that's good, at least. We're going to see some decent length of gameplay here. And Straight's going to be running 4 types, a Cron, a 60, and a T100, so dropping one of those 60s potentially. Snipe still hasn't chosen his tank yet. I keep calling him Sniped because that was his old name. He's changed to Piped, but his old username was Sniped, yeah. But here we go. Rival going to be rocking a 200 LT of their own, still 3 types, 2 Crons, and a 60. We've actually got identical lineups here, with the exception of one IS-4 versus a Type 71. So, will that make a big difference? Maybe, maybe not, but otherwise identical, so they can do either really either like the A side or the C side on this map. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the same exact thing, though, because this is a good map to do symmetrical strategy on. There really aren't that many differences between the two spawns. They're very slight, and although maybe you could say that one team does have an advantage in the caves a little bit based on the way that buildings are set up, it's pretty negligible, and for the most part you can do the same thing, maybe with a couple tanks in different positions. So really, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a game that was almost identical to the one that we just watched. So here we go, game number 2, Straight Rival. As the things load up, I'm going to go grab myself a drink. Here we are, game number 2, Straight versus Rival. This is again on the winner's side, so loser is not in danger of being eliminated just yet. But this secures a spot in the grand finals, which guarantees no less than 2nd place for PYS, which is 3,500 trophies at minimum guaranteed. Now Dehydrated going for some spots. He does light Stars, Trim Man, and Machine, but otherwise only one tank being spotted here for Rival, who's actually going more towards the A side this time, not with asymmetrical strategy. Whereas Straight seems to have some similar plays, although they are a little bit more focused in the road area than last strategy. They're actually going to get into the B base right away, sensing that Rival probably doesn't have anything over here, otherwise they would have detected some more defense. They're going to get B quickly, they're going to get C as well, so double cap here for Straight. That does give them the advantage. And while we will see the A cap being taken here by Rival, they will have to make a push of their own against Straight in order to take back the cap lead, which is, of course, vital for winning a Supremacy game. That's the name of the game, really. So, like, they are set up in a way that they want to try to spot any plays from Rival before they happen. Trim Man, pretty far forward in his Type Saloon, although he is covered by double Cron Bonds. I'm surprised that the light tank from Straight isn't actually a little bit further forward in order to get some spotting out, though. I feel like it would be useful for Straight to have that tank in a sneaky position where they can detect when Rival pushes ahead of time and react accordingly. Because they are a little bit passive, I must say. Deposto and Atomic pretty far back. They've got this big hill in front of them. Rival would have to cross a lot of open ground in order to push here. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, is encourage a push back through the city side, which would allow Deposto to quickly get into the A base, which would be a really nice grab from Straight. We aren't seeing a whole lot of motion here from Rival, although they do seem relatively grouped up back at the start of their spawn. And actually, now that I look a little bit closer, it looks like Vovko and Wildbow are both moving back. Rival is going to have to make a push, and it looks like through their own spawn seems to be the way to go. They're going to need to do it fast, though. Straight does hit 800 capture points, as we do see now. The music will start to play. And here we go, Kronvons are driving in. T100 LT is spotted, and he's spotted running away. Doesn't get shot though, Atomic missing, Stars missing as well. Thankfully he didn't get blood there, and he did get spotted though. Both of those tanks got lit as well, and we are going to see a play here. Looks like it's the good player who YOLOs into Machine. Is going to be quickly taken out by him, DePasto. Atomic may have gotten in the shot as well, Piped turning around, so that's going to be a quick kill there. On the other side though, Handel's taking a few hits. It's not going to matter though. The kill onto Rival's tank, enough to secure straight the win there, 2-0. I thought the push was just about to start, but the capture points went up so fast that no, it ended as soon as one kill was occurred. So, Rival unfortunately waiting way too long there, not able to do anything. A very low damage game, Rival only doing about 1500 damage combined, a little bit less even. And really good bleeds from Straight Team on Rival as they were making that push through. There was no way Rival was going to win that game because of that. Now, Molendyke is our second map, and that will be the one that we will watch for games 3 and 4 here. If it does come to game number 4. Which right now, the way that things are looking for Straight, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a clean 3-0, and they put themselves in grands. They're looking extra clean on that map. But then again, maybe Rival is a little bit weaker on that map, and they're going for something stronger. No, they seem to be trolling a little bit here, running a few 140s. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that was just a bit of a meme, and they're actually going to be running 4 140s, but they do take 2 T100s. So double light tank here, triple light tank from Rival. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. They've got something going on here. They've got something. And I am a little bit worried for Rival running these tanks because the Kronvons can take them out very quickly, and then they're just going to be down a tank entirely. Or 2, you know. The clips are so big. It's 3600 with 3 Kronvons. And I think 2 T100 LTs is about 3,700 hit points, so yeah. They're going to have to hit their shots. Looks like they're going to go back to 2. Okay. And one of them for Straight, which, I mean, it's working well for them. They don't need more than one. Instead, investing plenty of their tanks into Kronvons, which is a strong tank to have on a map like this, which is very hilly. Both on the medium side and in the middle by the B base. Not so much in the town, but there's still plenty of cover opportunities in the town that would utilize hull-down tanks. That hull-down tanks would be able to utilize a lot better. Now, will Straight clean up the clean 3-0 here on Molendyke? Will Rival start to mount a comeback that would guarantee themselves a top 2 spot in the group, which would eventually lead to a top 16 showing most likely from Rival? Go, game number 3. Straight 1 game away from securing themselves in the grand finals. Rival's got a lot of work ahead of them if they're going to do so. Right away making a... no, not going to make a play towards the A side. I thought maybe with 1 T100 LT go and the rest of the team might follow behind. No. It's going to be well about kind of sneaking around, doing a little bit of spotting work, seeing if Straight's going to go there. Which it seems like they are not. They are mostly interested in getting their Kronvons to this middle area. Types will go to the town. A T100 LT from Rival, the other one, going to be in the town as well, and the rest of their tanks all sitting in the middle, so they're pretty non-committal at the moment here. A few tanks are being spotted in the middle now. Trim, Piped, Handle, Dehydrated, General Chris, OG Breadstick. So lots of tanks spotted in the middle here. There's going to be some solid tension. No bases being capped straight away, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the types from Straight getting right into the base here. They do. No, they're going to drive right through, actually. They have no interest in that. Instead, maybe they're going to try to cut off Jag here from escaping. Atomic, Stars, both shooting at him. Only one shot goes in, but Rival's already on the back foot. They've got to run away or make some sort of response. No, they're actually going to ignore another. They're going to put one more shot into Jag and then ignore him a little bit more. They're going to be going for Dehydrated Water instead, who's found himself in the middle. 2 tanks from Rival are going to be kited back in the other side of the map, the A base, by Straight's T100 LT, and that's actually going to allow Straight to get some really quick kills here on Rival. So they've got all of their tanks headed over here. Valkyrie, the first to fall, OG Breadsticks, although Straight is missing a few tanks, going to go down quickly. Dehydrated Water goes down a little bit off camera, and Handle may be picked up himself here. He's a little bit low, but he's not in too much danger. He's just going to get himself right out of it. And Rival had so many tanks far away, even Jag is so far away, he's not really able to join the fight anymore. And that's just going to be a clean win here for Straight as well if things continue the way that they're going. Update is taking a hit here too. He actually does fall, so tanks are even for just a moment. But looking at the hit point, Straight is up by over 3,000. Again, tanks are even again, and Jag is going to have to start getting himself in the battle here. But all the tanks left to rival are soft. You've got Chris M, who's a one-shot, surrounded by 3 tanks right here. You got Jag, who's in a T100 LT. He's quite low. Wabao in the T100 LT, he's going to go down. He really doesn't have any good way of escaping the push from this Type 71 here. Trim may put in another shot. Now, good driving from Wabao, getting away from that. But there's no way. He's already, like, driving backwards against stars. He can't just turn around and run. He gets hit pretty easily by Deep. I think it was I'm Clear who put that shot in. I think it was pretty good regardless. And now it's just I'm Clear left alone against double Type 71s here from Straight, putting in a shot as he runs away, but this is just exposing his rear. He's not going to survive. However, it looks like the T100 LT is doing a little bit of clutching up. They do get the kill on stars all the way over here. Jag's going to have to run from Trim Man, but it's not going to matter, as I'm Clear does go down. It's just Jag, 500 hit points against a slew of Straight tanks, and he puts in one more shot. Going to be bailing towards the C base. Rival does have a cap, so maybe he's going to try to delay for as long as he did. Atomic actually bouncing the shot right off of him. Now, teams are saying GG's. I think Rival is aware. It is their time to drop. Surviving as long as he can. Straight says, good luck against E-Girl, you got this. So, potentially E-Girl won their set against Vin. Maybe that's what Straight's assuming, because E-Girl is doing a decent job so far this tournament. But Rival will play the winner of that game back on the loser's side. And there we go. Clean 3-0 from Straight with their ugly-ass icon. But did a good job there. Pretty clean dub. I think going a little bit soft there, Rival. Just kind of, 2 T100 LTs just means that you're not able to kind of absorb the pushes that easily. And when you have 3 types on a team, that's just really easy way for Straight to just push right onto them, not have to worry too much. Because they've got the armor and the hit points to prevail. Because the 200 LT has a little bit of DPM. As soon as you put a couple shots into it, it's got to run away, or else it's just going to get killed quickly. Looks like we've got unstable connection here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. Looks like game is lagging. We do get a match, though. It's E-Girl Rival, so E-Girl did win. E-Girl's on the left, Rival's on the right, so E-Girl gonna put their name up there, update the icon, reset the score, and we're just gonna go ahead and wait few minutes here for the tournament's training room to reach below 3 minutes, because that's what our delay is. Yeah. This is a crazy bracket so far. Straight looking really good. They're already guaranteed top 2. But they need to win this group in order to make top 8. And E-Girl, of course, they need to win this group to make top 8 as well. And even though they started off poorly, they're still in it. They beat Vin. I can take a brief look at the brackets so far, if the page will refresh. Here we go, we can take a look at this. So Leverage did beat Fates 3-0 to guarantee their grand final spot. And Purple, actually, I didn't notice this, they dropped to Fates, beat Scar. They're going to play Fates again here. Now, if Fates gets third, if Purple gets third, I think they'll still be okay. I think they'll be fine. I did some math yesterday, and it seemed like Purple would be fine, but it wasn't perfect math. Elev does beat Angle. They don't drop out entirely. And Ponda's still playing Nox here. Now, if Ponda were really big brain, what they could do is they could intentionally lose to Nox, and then see if they could beat Elevate right here in order to knock Elevate out of this group and play against Nox in the grand finals. That would be big brain play from Ponda. I don't know if they're going to do it, but that would be super smart, because they're already locked in top 8, right? Even if they lose to Elev somehow, they'd still get third and they'd still be fine for top 8. They're okay. But it would be massive brain if they took this loss to Nox and then knocked Elevate out of top 8 and let another team make it in. That would be nuts, because if Elevate doesn't get top 2, I think they're on the edge. They're pretty close. Apex is Venti, so Apex still playing there. We see this group, Origin and Poke still playing, and Joker beat Enbu pretty quickly. So there's that. Alright, let's go ahead and do our training room icons here. Oop. There we go. And here we go. Eagle versus Rival. This is big. The rematch. We've already seen them play once. Rival won 2-0 on Mayan. And the Rival does need to win this set to make it to top 16. And even if they don't win it, they're on the edge. They're on the edge. But Eagle needs this win. Absolutely. If they lose this set, they don't get top 2 for the day. If they don't win today, they're almost out of top 8, and they really need to bank on other teams losing. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Eagle definitely does not want to count on other teams losing to make it to top 8. As long as they win their own games, they have nothing to worry about. So they really need dubs here. And it looks like Eagle is all ready to go here. We are in Dynasty Pearl, which is a strange map. This is a very different map dynamically from a lot of other ones in the game. This is probably the most closed map, I would say, that there is. The town is basically, the entire map is town. The hills area is not great, and there isn't a ton of cover on that side of the map. It's kind of difficult to fight. You usually don't see any light tanks on this map because it's basically just heavies blocking corridors, alleyways, and stuff like that. Yeah, the hills area is just really awkward because even though it is hills, there's a lot of like towny like features because like all of the hills are like so elevated compared to the roads in the middle. It's just really awkward for light tanks to play. And so neither team going to bank on those lightly armored tanks. We're going to be seeing 3 types from E-Girl. We're going to be seeing 2 types from Rival. They're going to be bringing a 113 in the mix. Actually, both teams are. So we haven't seen a whole lot of 113s. Both teams are going to bring them. VK72 for E-Girl, Rival bringing a mouse. So German Super Heavies are going to be a play as well. And here you go, guys. Again, this is a best of 3, or best of 5, just like the last one. So we're going to see at minimum 3 games. I'm hoping that this is an intense set, though, and we see more than just 3. Both teams are fighting extremely hard. The stakes are high. For E-Girl, it is a chance to fight straight for top 8. For Rival, it is a chance to make top 16. Everyone's betting for E-Girl here, even though Rival won the last set. That's super interesting to me. I am very, very surprised by this. Oh boy. Actually, it looks like it's not very many people betting, so that makes a little bit more sense, but still crazy. Alright, here we go. Game number 1. E-Girl going more towards the town area. Rival, a little bit of both, but it seems like they could be mostly focused in the hills, and you can kind of see what I mean here. Like, look at all of like these corridors being very towny, even though there's hills in the middle. Overall, just very big town vibes here. Now, E-Girl already spotting out I'm clear, putting in a couple HE bleeds because that's such a huge deal at the beginning of the game. But quick cap lead here from Rival as they step into the C base, and E-Girl doesn't have a way to reset it. They're gonna step into A themselves though, and are they doubling it? They are doubling it. It's not going to be enough to pass Rival, though. I believe they might have doubled C. Yeah, they did, with Chris and Dehydrated here. So we do see the cap lead for Rival, and that's significant because this is not an easy map to push through. And Madison already getting blood quite significantly, taking a shot from Chris and from the side in Wow Bow. Oh my goodness, lots of bleeds already on both sides here. Hit points are still relatively even. 1,000 hit point difference, but it looks like E-Girl is already going for an aggressive play in Akison, Wow Bow, and OG Breadsticks over here. However, I really like the spot of this Kronvon here, this hold down tank, going to stop E-Girl from pushing this very easily, as this massive clip would do significant damage to them. E-Girl does realize this. They're going to get unspotted and try to back down. Also, I realized that I don't have the banner up. You guys go. My apologies. But we are going to see a rotation back from E-Girl. They do already have a weakness, though, Madison, who is spotted. Rival does know exactly where he is. And if it comes down to it, Rival is going to be able to secure the kill there if they push hard enough. They've already rotated all the way back to E-Girl's spawn. They know that E-Girl's making a rotation there. Pretty easy to read, won't lie. Jag, who's in a really good position in his 60 TP, able to light anything coming up there. Sped's lit, and then unfortunately Firefly has already crossed over. He's kind of stuck. He's going to have to take a shot if he wants to get himself back through. He's going to do so. He'll get spotted. Will Jag put the shot in? He does. Unfortunate there. At the same time, though, the B base has been taken by Rival, so they're actually taking Eagle's distraction by that push over on their own spawn to grab the B base. Now Eagle's at a significant disadvantage. Not only do they have a low hit point tank in Madison, but they're also down on caps, and it's going to increase that differential because of the B base grab from Rival. That was beautiful. Somehow Eagle not able to get the reset there, and I didn't quite get it on camera, but that's quite significant there. The fact that they were able to grab the base without any issues. And Choo Choo, it seems, does want to drive on the base in order to stop it from ticking up, but Eagle needs to make a play quickly. They're going to put 3 tanks there, so quite a significant commitment, and they're actually going to be sending the rest through over towards the right side here. Dehydrated and Wabao taking big shots here, and actually things are looking decent for E-Girl here as they do take the hit point lead here just briefly. But I really like what they're doing with OG Breadsticks, just putting that mouse right in the middle there as a nice hit point soak. They actually pick off Tanks Go Choo Choo immediately. Sub Supreme getting focused out by a few rival tanks. Unclear putting in a big shot there. And Akison, who's doing his best to kind of block that alleyway. Look at that, he's sitting sideways there, completely blocking the ability of E-Girl to push all the way back. And now Firefly, after losing his other allies, is left alone here against 4 rival tanks. He does pick up a kill of his own. Was 5 rival tanks for the time being. Now it's only 4, but he loses his life as well. Wabao falls, so it is a 4-on-4, but look at the hit point difference. Rival still has everybody on above half hit points, whereas more than half of E-Girl's team is below like 1,000 hit points. My goodness, things are looking really good here for Rival. They do manage to stop the C base, for E-Girl at least, and Dehydrated is going to try to make a push in towards C after the kill on White Tiger here. It's not going to matter though, Rival winning on the capture points does hit 1,000 in time. They're going to take game 1. And again, everyone's put their points into E-Girl, but Rival's looking real good to start off. Yikers, guys, yikers. And I feel like E-Girl's got to be desperate at this point. They haven't won a single game against Rival today. They absolutely need to win this in order to fight against Straight. Straight looking amazing against Rival. They just 3-0'd them very easily. And E-Girl seems to be struggling quite a bit. And although, yeah, the game wasn't a pure steamroll, Rival did have the advantage the entire way through, just outplaying E-Girl, stopping the push through Rival spawn, rotating back, stopping the push through E-Girl's own spawn, and grabbing the B base in the meantime, getting those initial blades on Madison, which, big mistake, by the way. I don't really know what Madison was thinking, peeking up as high as he did. But Rival's actually going to add a second mouse into the mix here. They're going to be running double mouse on this map. This is definitely a map where German super heavies are a strong pick. Choo Choo moving from the VK-72, and even though it didn't do too bad at the beginning of that game, it wasn't able to survive the counter push from Rival through the middle for very long at all. He got picked off rather quickly, and going for the mouse means a little bit more survivability in that aspect. It's like potentially 3 German super heavies from E-Girl here? Oh man. I mean, Rival does bust out another one. They've got a VK of their own. Looks like E-Girl's going for a lot of alpha damage here, running VK-72 and double 60 TP. This is reminiscent of their games on Faust, where they ran like 460 TPs and 2 VK-72s, and they were really big on having the alpha damage. And they're not quite committing nearly as hard as they did with those games to the alpha damage, but it's still interesting to see that they do value that high alpha damage. That does require that they hit their shots, though. Double 60 TP, I mean, it's a strong tank, but yeah, hitting the shots is the hardest part of that tank. Whereas Rival, they've got a lot of DPM on their side, actually. They've got 2 113s, as well as that triple type, which of course type one of the best, probably the best pushing tank in the game, so if they do end up having to make a push of their own, they can do so without any problems. Then again, so can E-Girl, as they have 3 types of their own. They just don't have the DPM to sustain things, as does Rival. And those do paint themselves as really good targets here for E-Girl. If they're able to pick off those 113s quickly, that would be valuable for them. And they do have the 60 TPs with that large alpha damage to potentially get those quick clears before Rival is able to put that DPM to use. Now E-Girl is going more towards the town side. as is Rival. They've pretty much committed fully, although they will bring their German Super Heavies more towards the B area. Same with E-Girl. This is all pretty standard play. You do tend to see it. Madison, again, trying to sneak some early HEs in here. No shots connecting at the moment, although small shots into Waobao and Breadsticks, I suppose. Will we get another one? Not quite. And Waobao, who did meet some tanks out there. Now, Rival is thinking at the moment. They've seen the E-Girl is pretty much all in here. Pretty much every tank has been spotted at some point. It looks like they're going to be sending a tank all the way back to C. That's going to be their 113. One of the more mobile heavy tanks in the game, maybe a little bit less so. They're in the Type 71, but they're going to send him around. He could potentially do a little bit of farming. A little dangerous at the same time, because when you're taking one of your heavy tanks out from the town, that would give E-Girl the advantage if it comes down to an all-out brawl. If you look at... who was it? It was Dehydrated Water. He's trying to see if he can sneak some shots in if E-Girl does try to make a play for the B base. That's a big one into Chris, though. Madison sneaking in that shot there. Beautiful. And E-Girl getting some really nice bleeds in the opening game here. It looks like Waobao pushing forward a little bit. He's going to take another shot himself. Couple low hit point tanks now. Relatively low. Waobao takes another big one. Holy. He's bleeding quite a bit. He does manage to get himself around the corner now. And it looks like we are going to be seeing Rival rotating back. They do grab a base as they take a tank into C, and it looks like Choo Choo's also been bled up pretty significantly as well. Grabbing a base, something just to put a little bit of pressure on to E-Girl, but they do have some really good bleeds on Waobao, who is an easy clear, and they're actually going to go right for General Chris M here. All three types directly on him. Firefly needs to hit this shot. He does so, and this clear needs to come fast. His Rival is starting to respond. They've got Jag, Waobao all in here. I'm clear. Getting the side of White Tiger. He's going to need to get himself out of there. He does so. And now it's actually going to be... Oops, sorry, my camera work here. Not too great. It's E-Girl that needs to get their tanks in the game. They're going to go for a push on Waobao here, picking off Jag in the meantime. He took a lot of damage while I was struggling with my camera work here, and some really clean kills here from E-Girl. They've dropped 3 tanks from Rival, and they haven't lost any of their own. Atkinson going to be the next to fall. And although Firefly is a little bit low himself, he's only got 1 tank on him at the moment. Well, 2 tanks on him. There's the VK-72. They should be able to get the clear here. OG Breadsticks hitting a shot, so does I'm clear, but now E-Girl's just ready to respond quite quickly. On the other side of the map, Dehydrated's found himself against the mouse here, who's blocking him away. I will say Dehydrated's doing a very good job of side-hugging here, which is definitely a good play that you want to do in the mouse. Choo Choo is allowing him to get back towards that side. Picks up the kill. Shot bounced from Spedex, though. At the same time, OG Breadsticks has fallen. E-Girl surrounding I'm clear. He's going to go down in just a matter of moments here. E-Girl is going to tie up the set 1-1 with this very nice win here. They got the kills when it really mattered. And absolutely dominant there with E-Girl's game there. Finally putting themselves on the scoreboard for the first time today, this stream at least. They did win against Vin, but finally taking a game against Rival. Things are tied 1-1. We are going to go to our next map here. It was a good game there from Madison with 3.7k. Definitely picked it up this time. No early bleeds, and instead he was the one who's causing the enemy team to bleed very early on. And Waobao, who did not have a very good game, bled instantly, didn't do any damage this game. Big point of weakness there for that game, allowing E-Girl to take the dub. Here we go, game number 3, and we're going to be moving to our next map, which is Vineyards. This is a fun one, an asymmetrical map. And since we are tied, we are going to see at least 2 more games. That means each team is going to play both spawns at least once. Or exactly once, I should say. We don't repeat the maps here, but... so we will see some different strategies at play. Of course, the north spawn closer to the A base, south spawn's got B base, but there's no symmetry in this map at all, so we can see some fancy strats on either side. And it looks like we are going to see a couple fancy tanks here and there. E-Girl rocking a bat chat, and for the first time for the stream, actually the second time, because Origin did run a 1-2-1B yesterday when they were memeing against whatever clan that they beat, like 5-7 in terms of tanks. But yeah, Rival's actually going to be busting out a 1-2-1B for a serious strat here. So that'll be interesting to see. I wonder what they value in that tank, if they're going to be using it for its reactive, for its super speed, because it does have that fancy premium consumable thing. That I'm pretty sure it's the only medium tank that really gets those. So it's something nice for Rival to have, I suppose. I wonder how they will use it. Eagle bringing a batch out of their own. VK72 to anchor, and the rest will be types. So this will be a pretty type-heavy game, as is common with the current meta, but a couple fancy tanks here to just complement. Will they play a big role in the game? Maybe, maybe not, but it is fun to see. And let's see what is in store for game number 3, E-Girl versus Rival. This is the losers finals for PYS number 4, day 2. This is the last day of qualifiers, and the loser of this set is out. Again, both teams have massive stakes for this one. E-Girl is looking to fight against Straight in the grand finals, and the winner of that game would absolutely guarantee themselves top 8. Whereas if Rival wins this one, they're top 2, and they have a better chance of getting into top 16. If they lose this one, there's a decent chance that they actually don't make top 16 at all, which would be a little bit disappointing. And although, of course, there is the top 32 tournament, no one really cares about that one at all. Those are kind of just the leftover teams. Right away, Madison going for a quick capture of the A base. At the same time, though, Rival getting into the B base, they're actually going to double cap it. I kind of like what they're doing there, putting 2 tanks in there, and it makes sense why they ran the 1-2-1B for that super speed. As he gets into the base extremely quickly, and the double of B means that Rival will have the advantage in terms of bases for the time being. However, as we can see, Firefly got spotted for E-Girl. White Tiger also in here as well. They're going to double cap the C base. And this could indicate to Rival that they need to push on the A side. As they do bring Dehydrated over, it looks like Jag and Wowbow will do the same thing. Madison spotting Dehydrated at least. I think E-Girl should be aware of the fact that Rival is going to make a push onto the A side. And they do have a tank in here. They have Tanks Go Choo Choo, who will be a potential defender here. He does spot a few tanks. Misses his shot though. Dehydrated's going to step right onto the A base. We do see defense though. Sub Supreme, Madison, and Choo Choo all defending the A base, and Dehydrated's not going to have a very easy time taking it. Rival's going to need to put more tanks in the area, and it looks like they have 5 of them at the moment. But at the same time, the rest of E-Girl seems to be turning around. Plague and Tiger both spotted out, and ooh, could see some serious bleeding here. Rival completely cutting off Plague from joining the rest of his team. So things are tense on this side of the map at the moment. Some good bleeds into Dehydrated and General Chris M, as well as I'm Clear though. And E-Girl looking to mount their defense of the A base, but at the same time, what they just did, they hung C out to dry, and it looks like that's what Akason's going to try to do. Pretty much everyone is spotted from E-Girl. The only tank's not spotted, at the time of me saying that, was Madison, but we all knew Madison was in that corner. So, Akason is aware of the fact that SpedX is covering the C base here. He's not going to grab it quite yet, so good on E-Girl for realizing that they did hang the base to dry, and they did actually turn back to cover it. However, this means that Rival has to make a play. They're down 1,500 hit points. Make that a little bit more, closer to 2k now, and they need to get a kill here. Madison does bleed quite heavily, though. For some reason, he's making a play towards the C side. I don't know what the thought process is here for Madison. He's still spotted, and Akason's going to make a play. At the same time, though, Choo Choo is going to get pushed here over on the other side of the base. He's getting pushed by Wowbow, and I'm Clear. General Chris, I'm going to stop the A base here. And actually, Madison may go down on the other side. Akason does continue with the push here. And he's going to get picked off here. Definitely a big overextension there from Madison. There was no reason for him to play there. Choo Choo going down on the A side, and now all of a sudden it's Rival that has the cap lead as well as 2 bases. And Sub Supreme finding himself caught up by many Rival tanks. Good clear from Firefly onto Dehydrated Water, but now they're going to get the quick kill on Sub Supreme here. That's going to put Rival in the cap lead once again once they get that kill. Things aren't looking too good for them right now. Akason is fighting against SpedX here. He's going to have to get the kill here. He does so. Very good cover there from OG Breadsticks, preventing Akason from getting killed over there. He's not going to worry about the C-base, though. It's 960 cap points. They just need to make sure that none of their tanks do go down here. 980, 990, and that's 1,000 points here from Rival. They take game number 3 extremely close there. Even though the hit points didn't quite show it, the capture points sure were. And even though E-Girl had the advantage, Madison completely overextending there. Was a free kill for Rival, really. Didn't support the didn't support the C base enough. Of course, a really good push from Rival onto A as well. And again, E-Girl is on the back foot here. They have to play perfectly for the rest of the set if they want a chance at making those grand finals. As they've got to win both of these games now. They've got to win on Vineyards to tiebreaker as well. Sorry, guys. My thoughts are very incoherent right now. I'm just in shock that E-Girl's playing so poorly. They're a solid team. There's a reason that they're top 8 over teams like Chomp and Fates that have been playing quite well, and Anbu that have been playing well this entire season. It's E-Girl that's in top 8, and there's a reason for it, but they're not showing it right now. And Rival, who is borderline top 16, is clearly playing leagues above what their current standings would show. And E-Girl doesn't seem to be ready for it. This time, though, E-Girl is going to have the South spawn, which some people do consider to be the better spawn. I mean, I think it's about even personally, but, you know, you could make the argument there. Rival's going to be running 2 T100 LTs this time. So that's an interesting tank composition. We didn't see it work very well when they played on Molendyke against Straight. That was very easily punished. However, this time it's going to be 2 light tanks on Vineyards this time. And E-Girl is going to keep the Bat Chat. It wasn't terribly effective, I would say, in that last game, so I'm very surprised that they're going to be keeping it. 2 Crons from both teams here. Rival is keeping at 113, also bringing out an IS-7, so for the first time, we're actually going to be seeing no types from Team Rival, running a single one. Something that very surprising is that tank is so prevalent in the meta. They're going to be running some crazy strats here. I wonder what their play is, not running any types at all. It's going to be a little bit harder for them to push. So E-Girl still does, of course, have 3 of them, as well as that double Cron and a 60 TP to anchor down. Now my guess is those double T100 LTs will be used to grab the cap lead. Isn't something that you always have to do when you have 2 light tanks, whereas the enemy team has 1. So it's not something that you have to do. But considering that they did it last game, I wouldn't be surprised if they did it again. We've seen teams like Leverage that would put 1 on the cap and drive 1 of them right to the encounter base in order just to get some quick early spots. But that's not always necessary as well. There's different ways to use the tanks, and it looks like we are going to see a quick speed boost from Jag. And yeah, they are both drive to the A base, get the early cap lead. And even though last game E-Girl did actually take their own cap lead by grabbing C, they kind of hung their own base to dry. Now we do see Team E-Girl getting into the base at the same time, but the double cap here is going to give the lead to Rival if it doesn't get reset. And Choo-Choo missing his reset shot there, so that is going to give the cap lead to Rival. And this time, both teams have pretty significant investments into the town. White Tiger, Firefly, Sub-Supreme, and Plague all in there. Whereas Rival has brought 5 tanks. Really everyone that wasn't a light tank got right into the base. And they have hung A entirely. There is nobody in A from Rival. However, E-Girl doesn't quite know that yet. Not everyone from Rival has been spotted. And I think this is by design. They don't want E-Girl to know that they've completely hung A to dry. And, I mean, they do have their 2 light tanks there, but that's not a very scary thing. If E-Girl were to put a few more tanks over towards the A side, they could easily take the base. They have plenty of time to do so, though. They don't really need to worry about it too much right now. These are quite slow at the moment. Looks like Rival is starting to drive forwards onto the C base. And actually, E-Girl seems to be backing out from the town. They're going to give it to him. Yeah, Chrisum's just going to drive right on. Going to hide himself on the edge here in order to not get reset by anyone who could, in theory, be able to do so, even though no one is. However, look at this, though. Dehydrated has spotted the counter push here from E-Girl. They are going to try to take the A base. Madison also lit. So yeah, looks like those T100 LTs will be backing off soon. And it would be in E-Girl's best interest to take this capture point soon, as Rival's about to hit 200 points having 2 bases. Big bleeds into White Tiger on the other side of the map as he's trying to bail himself away from the town. Plague gonna take some hits as well, and Rival's got a lot of tanks over here. They could in theory make a push in just a moment here. We do see the capture from E-Girl as they have SpedX actually on the base here. He is not getting spotted by Dehydrated or Jag. Really nice play there Tanks got really nice camo, and it looks like we are going to see the push occurring on the other side of the map. OG Plague taking lots of shots, but so does Wow Bao, and it would be in Plague's best interest, yes, to block Wow Bao from getting around him. If he could do the same thing to Plague, that would be absolutely massive as well. Instead, he's going to try to put his shot into General Chris. Come on, buddy, you got to put that shot in. Maybe he's tracked and not able to do so. But holy cow, Wow Bao with the failed push. Chris M's quite low. Looks like he did take a hit there. White Tiger may be able to secure the kill himself. No, it's actually going to be Sub Supreme doing so, although Rival does have the advantage right now in terms of hit points. They are down a tank. It looks like they are going to put Dehydrated back onto the A base, stop the base at the moment. But E-Girl is going to have a counterplay here. SpedX in the bat chat, but look at the full health Madison in the Kronvon. He's going to be able to stop Dehydrated and Jag soon if he's able to get himself in the game. Looks like he's going to try to go for a clip on Jag. No, Jag dropped down, and actually SpedX is going to be able to have a nice clip into him. Madison and Tanks Go Choo Choo also putting in their shots. SpedX getting the kill, Dehydrated trading, getting Choo Choo instead. Looking on the other side of the map, we still got a brawl going on over here. OG Breadsticks does fall in the IS-7, just about time. But Sub Supreme being taken out now. It's a 4-on-3 in advantage of E-Girl. But they are down on the capture points. Actually, no, they're up on the capture points. It's 900 to 845. Although White Tiger may fall in a moment here. Look at these very healthy Kronvons here. Things are looking good for Rival, as Akazan does have plenty of in his clip. But no, Akazan bouncing the shot on White Tiger. And it looks like he's going to try to see if he can get the kill on Clear as well, putting a big shot in there. If Firefly is able to roll anything decent, yes, getting the kill there. 970 points now for E-Girl. They still have the A-base, and White Tiger still hasn't been killed. He does miss the shot there in Akazan, who should be able to get the clear. But at the same time, SpedX in the bat chat is able to stop the C-base. And now Firefly is falling down. Dehydrated is going to try to get the quick clear on SpedX. He's going to drive onto the C base, but nothing stopping A. Good kill there onto... Oh, it's 1,000 points for Rival! Double kills right at the end is actually going to swing it in favor of Rival. They take the set 3-1. E-Girl's out! They were looking so good. E-Girl was looking really good in the end. They had such an advantage, but losing those tanks so quickly, all that the Batchat had to do was survive. And things were looking okay. That was such a game right there. Holy... Wow. I have no time to react to that because we're about to watch Grand Finals, but E-Girl's out. No top 8 for E-Girl. Wow. Rivals accomplished their goal. They've made top 2. There's a good chance they make top 16. And I'm sure Straight's popping off real hard right now. They don't even have to worry about E-Girl. They can get second place and they're still fine. Holy. What a set. All E-Girl had to do was stay alive, and they were doing okay in the caps. They had 2 bases. And Rival would have had to stay in the C base in order to stop the bleeding on the capture points, but no. That really clutch kill there by Dehydrated onto SpedX. Wow. Wow. Oh, that was great. That was great. We're going to be seeing Straight Rival again, so we're going to be watching all of Rival's games here today. Oof, what a set. Very back and forth there. That was very exciting to watch. Wow, I couldn't even keep up. I couldn't talk fast enough. Holy. Give it a few more seconds, and we'll be able to join the room. And here we go. Whew. Straight versus Rival, the rematch. Rival's just going crazy today. They have eliminated E-Girl both times. That's wicked. That's wicked. Oof. Anyways, Rockfield now is going to be our map. Best of 5 again, Straight versus Rival. Man. I was really hoping, like, no hate to Rival. I was really hoping to see the intense Straight versus E-Girl best of 5. But, man, I'm happy to see this too. Rival pulling off a big upset there. I always love an upset, and we haven't seen a whole lot of those so far during qualifiers, so that was a pleasure to watch. Wow. 3-1 win there. Here we go. Anyway, Straight going to be running double cron, double Type 71, a T100 LT, and a concept as well as a 62P. So the hull down concept will make a reappearance. Whereas Rival going to be running potentially 3 Types 360s in a T100 LT. So do see a light tank on both sides. Rockfield is a good map to have vision on. Very good for rotating as well. Typically the big question on Rockfield that both teams need to answer is who's going to end up with control of the B base, as oftentimes that's what determines the game. A and C are both cappable. I mean, C is pretty easy to cap if the other team isn't there. A is pretty resettable in the open, but you can grab the base without too much problems as long as you have decent support and the other team isn't there sitting at the same base at the same time. But B base is typically the hot point of contention, where it's pretty easy to get into the base early on if a player decides, oh, I'm just going to send a Type 71 immediately to the B base, grab it pretty fast, and then have the initial cap advantage. It's pretty easy to hold on to that. But it's also a dangerous play because B is rather exposed, and it can be taken advantage of if the other team's ready for it. Looks like Rebel's actually going to bring out a Yo, not a third 60 TP. So we haven't seen a whole lot of Yos, but Rival made it work last couple games. Or last game, rather, with the support on the kill on the C base. So Atkinson running the Yo himself here. 20 seconds left into the battle. Again, if Straight wins this, they're guaranteed top 8. If they don't win this, it's going to be close. It really depends on maybe how the other groups are doing. But Straight already 3-0'd Rival once. Maybe they could do it again. I mean, they seem to be the better of the two teams based off of the way that the first match. We'll see how it goes. Oof. I think it's funny because people put 5,000 points on E-Girl or whatever, and only a couple hundred on Rival. Wait, who's predicting? Wait, why is E-Girl Rival a thing? Pull is up. Wrong prediction. Okay, sorry. The prediction was a little bit messed up, telling my people to fix it. Alright, but looks like we're actually going to be seeing a T100 LT getting really quickly into the base. And Stars, who's already spotted, doesn't matter though, he doesn't care that he's spotted, he's just going to run that massive tungsten shell into Dehydrated. He's just going to run right on out. He's running the single repair kit, going to be running Adrenaline and Speed Boost. It's completely bled out already. 1,500 hit points gone. As I said, it's easy to put a tank into the B base quickly, but at the same time, it's easy to be punished as well. And look at Good Player, who's sitting in the A base right now, but it's being reset because there's no real defense of the C side. This is actually, like, Deposto is just shooting this for free. We often see similar strats actually from Leverage, but what Leverage does is they actually have tanks over on the C side in order to prevent easy resets from this side of the map. Now, Straight, of course, only interested in resetting the A base long enough so that they can secure the cap lead. They do so, and Deposto is immediately going to rotate out, Handle taking the position instead. He's not going to worry about sitting on the sniper perch. He's just going to go right ahead and see if he can get some good vision. Hunt down Dehydrated Water, actually. If he's able to get that spot out, that'd be massive. It looks like Trimman's taking a couple bleeds here. But Handle is going in, trying to see where is Dehydrated Water. He's spotted. There he is. Is he going to go for him? Yes, immediately going for Dehydrated Water here. He's just going to find himself completely caught out. He's hiding at the moment. It actually looks like we're going to see a counter push here from Rival. We're going to be right onto Trim. Dehydrated will go down off camera. That's completely fine, though. Most of the action is over here. And also the question is how long he can kite Handle while the rest of Rival is brawling over on this side of the map. Kursem, the first target from Straight here. He does go down. Trim's going to fall down over here relatively soon. Looks like Wabo's trying to hit point share here. Prevent Atkinson from taking even more hits. Look at how much Dehydrated's been able to kite Handle. He's still alive. Not doing much for the rest of his team, though. Vovko falls. We've already seen Chris fall. Atkinson's the next target here. Pipe and Stars are both going to get themselves right on in there. Finally, Dehydrated did fall, but Atkinson goes down. Jag in a 60 TP, surrounded by it. Not surrounded by, he's got Deposto on his ass, so he's going to go down relatively quickly here. And this should be a clean, quick first game for Straight. They're about double the hit points, they've got double the tanks, and more. Pipes does go down, Machine falls as well, but it's a 3-on-1 now. Webbout does get his turret blown off, and now it's just good player, left against 3 tanks. I don't care how good you are, when you're playing in a competitive match against 2 full health tanks, and a light tank as well, you're not winning this game. That's a quick game 1 for Straight, out-brawling, Dehydrated, who got himself bled out very quickly in the opening. Just an easy target there for Straight, who sent out Handle, and even though he survived as long as he could, the rest of Straight able to absorb the counter push from Rival in the middle. Easy game on there, not a whole lot to say about that. I did like how Straight played that though, as they were just resetting A base from the C side long enough to take the cap lead. And then as soon as they took the cap lead, they're like, okay, I don't care anymore. Stars with a nice 4.6k damage. Nice carry there, brother. GG's game 1. We're going to see game number 2 here. Same map, spawns swapped. Oh my goodness. I was trying to say map and swap at the same time somehow there. But double crons here from Straight. Going to keep the concept as well. In fact, is this an identical lineup? It's close to an identical lineup. I think we had a 60 TP for Straight as well. But pretty close. Rival keeping the T100 LT Dehydrated. He had a bad game there, but I don't think it was his fault. It was just the call to grab the B base quickly, and he got caught out doing it. Those massive shots in there from Straight 60 TPs. We see a potential M48 patent from Rival. They do be running the interesting tanks, though. First 1-2, 1B, now this. No, it's the IS-4. Okay. Reasonable. Tank is used for its slightly better survivability than the Type 71. Just having that extra hit points is pretty nice to have. And the gun's a little bit more reliable as well. But it's pretty similar, honestly. I wouldn't say that having one versus the other is just a massive difference. I would have to look more into the numbers to see, like, oh, is the side armor value slightly better on the Type or the IS-4? Because realistically, they're both very good at side scraping. But double crons for Rival as well, so both teams with the double cron. And, I mean, I feel like that tank is pretty good on the A side, but, I mean, Rockfield is almost entirely hills, so you could see that really anywhere you go. But here we are, guys. Game number 2. This is the grand finals of PYS. Straight wins this. They secure their spot in top 8. If not, if they don't win it, we're going to have to see how the other teams did. But it is very likely that Straight did secure their spot in top 8, with Eagle choking today. E-Girl out of top 8 Pog, says OG Breadsticks. Well done, Rival. Y'all did it. Y'all did it. And Straight this time actually going to be committing hard to see. Bringing their Crown Vons a little bit further back. Maybe as the TD spot's going to be a little camping action here. And Rival doing the same, actually. Handle. Surprised he didn't spot more. I mean, he spotted 3 tanks. IS-4, Kron, and the enemy T100, but totally could have spotted more there. He's going to step right onto the C base. Is Rival going to do a push on it? No, because all these other Straight tanks are here. Bleeds into Deposto and Vovko. And Handle's going to get himself right on out there. Good call there. Not a good place to stay. He thought he could grab the C base. As soon as Rival was detected, though, good job rotating out of the base. Dehydrated could have taken notes for last battle, getting out of the B base faster, but no. We're actually going to be seeing a potential contest here for A. This is a sneaky play from Straight here, bringing those 2 crons to the A base. Dehydrated's going to spot Machine and realize, nope, I'm not fighting on the A side either. Oh, man. I mean, good decision for him to get out there. Good call. And actually, it's going to be the Cron one's taking a good amount of bleeds here. Machine took a shot. Pipes took 2. Rival's actually going to take this opportunity to push right on through. General Chris M taking some big shots from Trim, Flossie, Trim, Flossie, and Stars, but Vovko pushing in with Breadsticks from the rear. However, Vovko could get himself clipped out here. Yes, he does so. The Kronvons shooting from the other side of the map. Machine and Pipes putting in massive shots there. Now it's actually Vovko who's going to get picked off from Stars. No, bounce shot there. He's going to go down. Chris M does fall eventually. But Vovko is still quite low here. Trim should be able to pick up the kill. No, Trim bounces the shot as well. and he's going to take 1,500 damage as a result of that. Holy cow. Vovko getting the kill, somehow still alive, and now it's Depostu who's actually perilously low here. He is covered by Handle and Machine for the time being. Vovko does finally go down to Flossie, who's got himself now surrounded by several rival tanks on either side here. Dehydrated taking the quick opportunity to grab the C base. I don't think it's necessary. This game is not going to go down to the capture points here. Handle's going to do his best to run, get himself out of the situation here. And it's a 4-on-4, but Rival's got significantly more hit points here. Deposto's a 1-tap, Handle's a 2-tap, potentially 1 if the shots roll high. And they still have their full health ulti himself here. He's very flexible. He's going to go for the quick kill here on Deposto, hitting the shot. Very nice. Rival now going for a play on Machine, finding himself caught out by all of Rival's tanks here. And he puts his clip in, and OG Breadsticks bouncing the kill shot. It's not going to matter. He will go down here, and now it is just Piped and Handle against 4 rival tanks. He's going to see if he can clip out Breadsticks, which would be a pretty good pickup, but Handle falls, and now it is just Piped alone against 2 high hit point heavy tanks. Dehydrated's about to join the fight momentarily, and Rival's going to equalize this one, straight dropping the game. See at 1-1 here, all tied up. Heading into game number 3. So we are going to see guaranteed 2 games in the next map. Well played from Rival there with a nice equalization there. And Straight, I mean, I like the idea of putting those 2 Krons there. I think the goal was to try to catch out any rotation back onto the A base. But thankfully for Dehydrated, who spotted that out and got himself out of there, really well played from him. He did an excellent job this game, although the damage wouldn't show it. Got a lot of information for the rival team, which allowed their win here. And they're going to bust the 1-2-1B back out. Oh man, Akison played it extremely well on Vineyards, getting that very key kill on Madison that one game. And they're going to run it again. We're back on Vineyards. We're back on Vineyards. Okay, so I understand now. They're going to be running a similar strategy here. And while I do think it's unfortunate that we are seeing the same map twice, because I'm sure Straight was watching Rival versus E-Girl, and they saw the strat that Rival used. It is what it is, I guess. That's just the unlucky draw there, because the maps are random. I did talk to Tolian. I think for future tournaments, it's going to be random without repetition. And I actually wrote a Python script that would help choose those maps randomly without selection, or without repeating maps. But for the rest of the PYSs, well, it's the last day, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, 25 seconds left until the next battle, and both sides are bringing out a Yo, which is a strong tank, but not one that you see all too often. Rival not running any Krons, though. Straight with Krons, 60 TP. Both sides bringing in that light tank. That 1-2-1B is an interesting pick, and will Rival use it to quick cap the B base as they did last time we saw them on this map? Let's see. I love the picking of unorthodox tanks. That's always fun. Here we are, game number 3 between Straight and Rival Grand Finals for the last day of qualifiers. Straight running their T100 directly into the base. And Akison, who did speed boost his way into B, so we do see that double cap from Rival again. Where this time Straight's got a very strong control over the A base. They've got Deposto, Flossie, Machine, Handle all over here. A Rival won this game previously was by taking A base after the enemy team E-Girl kind of hung it out. They had a few tanks there, but there wasn't enough to hold the base. However, this time, Street's got a significant amount of resources there. Yo, type. It's a lot stronger than the past. Now, Webo does get blood out a little bit, but a couple shots into pipe as well. Straight is up about 2,000 on the hit points at the moment, and they are going to grab the C base. And the Rival doesn't quite have any way to reset it. They are banking on this push on the A base, but it won't be easy to do. Double type is there to secure some armor here for base A, whereas Machine rocking the Yo is going to put out some fast damage to potentially oppress any push from occurring. And the machine is a little bit caught out here. Doesn't quite have the most cover for if Rival were to make a push, but if he can stick to this building, maybe he'll be okay. He's still playing in the middle of the map, or not in the middle of the map, in the middle of the hill area, just fine. Vavko sneaking a shot, bounces it. She does need to back off soon, though. Pipe getting bled again. Good shot there from Atkinson, who gets spotted. And a few bleeds going in here or there. Looks like Rival not quite committing to a push on the A side. Straight does have decent ways of responding to it. Most notably, Trim and Piped actually have a really good line of shots on Chris M if he's to push over this hill here, so not something that he wants to do. Instead, he's going to put another bleeding shot in. Very nicely done there. Going to take one in return from Handle, though. And the Rivals bled quite significantly at this point. They've got Wildbow on half health. Down about 2,000 hit points at the moment. And Rival still doesn't really seem to have any form of commitment. I mean, they've got 3 tanks on A, but they've still got 2 on the B base here, and only now bringing 1, 2 on B and a T100 LT to C. That's not going to be nearly enough to take the base. This massive alpha damage from the 60 TP is going to significantly hurt Rival. Yeah, right away. Immediately, Dehydrated taking 600 hit points. That's a third of his health. Piped missing the punishing shot on him, but now it's actually just going to be Atkinson who's caught out against double tanks here. He's going to be surrounded by Stars and by Handle, and immediately the 1-2-1B going down. Maybe not as good of a play this time here from Atkinson. He gets caught out. Of course, they had to make a play here because Street's going to take it on a bases. 1,000 points. I didn't get to see the other side of the map, unfortunately, because C is where most of the action was. Looked like there was a little bit of a push on A, but it didn't succeed for Rival. So, unfortunately, I didn't quite catch that on camera, but a little bit different. Type all around better, turret on ice, forwards on ice. Fair, fair, fair. The hit points is also kind of nice to have, I guess, if that really matters, but that's negligible. Anyway, Straight taking game number 3 here. Spawns are swapped. And Rival, who I wouldn't say that Straight really ran a counter to their strategy, but I mean, Rival did get punished for having really not enough like commitment, I would say. They put a few tanks near A, a few tanks near C, but they had so many tanks in their own like area of the map that they already had control of, but not really a good way to put them into the battle. Ultimately, Straight was just more active that game. Elev lost to Nox again, took 3rd in the group. Really? Oh man. So Elev may potentially not be top 8. Oh dear. Things are heating up right now. Okay. We'll have to take a look at those brackets then. Maybe we will keep the stream going until all the sets are finished this time around. I think that would be a good idea. I forgot to set this overlay, but here we are. 2 T100 LTs here from Rival. They're going to be doing something similar to what they did against Eagle, although I do remember them distinctly not having a type on that one. Now they will have a type. Keeping those double LTs to get that early cap lead. It didn't really seem to matter, though, because last game they did hang the C base out to dry. Straight were able to grab it, and Rival didn't really like respond appropriately the last game. Straight not going to have the same weakness that E-Girl did on this map. Here we are, game number 4. Straight wins this. They win PYS number 4. Group 4, I believe. Yeah, group 4. And Rival looking to equalize the set. If they do win this game, if they win this set, they basically guarantee top 16. Unfortunately, not going to be able to pass everyone to get into top 8, but it would still be an awesome win regardless on a top 8 team. Again, the double cap from Rival is going to win them the base advantage for now. And this time they are going to commit a little bit more heavily towards the town. Of course, so will Straight, bringing 4 types all the way in immediately. And Stars and Trim do get bled out a little bit, though, so Rival off to a good start, actually putting a shot into Sniped as well. Macron in the middle. Rival still hasn't taken any damage yet, so things are looking quite good for Rival in the opening. About 2,500 hit points up. 4 tanks in the town, though. Atkinson a 5th from behind. But Straight's about to have all 7 of them in there as Handel's about to get in. And the 2 T100 LTs from Rival are just very disconnected from the rest of the team at the moment. They're going to grab the B base, which will put pressure on Straight to get the kills. But things are going quite quickly. And actually, Rival is still winning this brawl as well. They picked up a kill. They're leading on the hit points as well. They get piped out very fast. Look at those double T100 LTs putting in work there. And finally, the first tank from Rival goes down, and Flossie's about to fall as well. This is just a failed push on the side of Straight, as they've already lost so much. Piped already down, Flossie, Trim down as well. I mean, Atkinson may fall himself, but Jag's doing a really good job of covering him in terms of hit point sharing. And yes, Machine actually not able to get the kill on Atkinson. He falls. They will get the kill on Vovko, but now it's Stars himself surrounded by all of these Rival tanks. Deephosto is going to be quite alone, and it's just going to be Handel left. We're going to see a game number 5 here, y'all. Rival's got a solid chance of winning this, and if they win, will Straight make top 8? Straight's got to win this set. It really depends on the other brackets now, I guess. But then again, Elev losing their own set means that Straight's a little bit safer. Oh my goodness, the math here is going to be so confusing here. We're just going to have to wait until the end to see who makes top 8 and who doesn't, because so many upsets have occurred today that I am really not sure who's going to make it anymore. I assumed that everything was going to go smooth for the rest of the teams, but clearly that's not the case. Oh boy. And here we go, game number 5 about to occur. Straight versus Rival. Alright, in game number 5, Straight versus Rival. Naval Frontier is going to be the tiebreaker. This is a fun map. It's symmetrical, so it's a fair one to have. For the tiebreaker, the better team is going to win this game. Straight's going to bust out the concept again. They've been running one here and there, and it's had some moderate success, I would say. Rival bringing a VK72, so they're going for a little bit of alpha damage on this map. So very sneaky indeed, but they will keep the T100 LT in, as will Straight, so light tanks are nice to have. For one, it's good for a quick overlook of the B base and see if you can get early bleeds in. That's typically the pub play, and it can work with moderate success here on in competitive play. But it could also be used to get a quick cap lead, grabbing the C base quickly, or potentially getting over to the A side unspotted and grabbing that base as well. There's just so many things you can do with a light tank on this map that I think it's a valuable thing to have. But yeah, double crons from Rival, double crons from Straight. Druidle's probably rolling in his grave right now. He hates that tank with a passion, but I mean, it's winning games, guys. It's winning games. And double 60 TP for Rival, so they are going for some alpha damage here with a VK as well. Now, this is a map that doesn't really have a well-defined town area, so I am curious to see how the VK72 is going to fit himself on this map. Like, yes, I mean, it would be very difficult for the tank to cross to A without taking some bleeds, but even the C area, I feel like that tank is just so big that it would be very difficult to be effective. So maybe like overlooking B? I don't really know. I'm curious to see where it drives. I'm just gonna watch it right away. Oh, it's gonna be used as a passive tank potentially, just for like TD purposes, almost having that massive alpha damage. Dehydrated is going to go mid for some quick spots. He actually gets lit himself, overextending on that bush. Trim Man not hitting the shot, and Dehydrated going to try to sneak one in. Good try there. Some vision on the other side of the map though as well. Chris M going to potentially run into a slew of Straight tanks here. Double Kron Vons do get lit up, so they are spotted here by Atkinson and by Breadstick. So the double Krons from both teams go into the same spot. Chris M, though, going to get the advantage by grabbing the C base, and Straight not able to reset it with those Kronvons as they are too invested in their own. The Concept, who did cross early, is going to grab the A base. What a shot into Dehydrated as well, though. He does get resets. The reset didn't really matter, though. I mean, Rival had the cap lead. I don't think it was worth the trade there, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Good try at the blind shot there from Handel, but Rival will maintain the cap lead. Hit points pretty even right now. I mean, Rival has more just by virtue of having those extra super heavies, being the 60 DP and the VK72, which I'm curious, is he still sitting there? He is. Very cute. I understand it though, to be honest. Like, having that nice alpha damage here is a very good thing to have, and although the accuracy isn't quite the best, you know, it's still something scary that'll take a little bit to push when it's so far back like this. Going for a blind shot, I really like the idea, although it doesn't quite connect. We are going to see a bit of a rotation here. Double Kronvon still, of course, in this area, although one of them from straight has dropped down towards the B side, and will we be seeing a B push here? Stars in this bush here. Ooh, I'm Clear actually got spotted out, but big shots go right into Stars anyway. And Wow Bao was ready for it. Trading shots there. Ooh, nice little clutch shot from Stars. Good reaction. Dehydrated actually takes another hit up top, and the B capture is not going to happen anymore. Stars does back off. Instead, it looks like the Kronvons actually put some good bleeds into Machine up top in the C base. Wow Bao going to take another big hit, and Stars is actually doing just fine over here. It is actually Wow Bao who's taking lots of bleeds here. From the front and from the rear, Depasto is going to put some bleeds into him. General Chris M trying to keep him kind of situated here, but honestly, I feel like it would be in Depasto's interest to turn on to Wow Bao. Straight's going to be pushing forwards here. They're not going to be able to push into Wow Bao anymore, so he is alive for the time being. Big shot from Wow Bao into Depasto. He goes down, actually. The Kronvons did push all the way through. They're able to pick up the kill there. They're going to push back on Machine. And Trimman taking another big shot as well. Rival's actually up about 3,000 on the hit points at the moment. Flossie getting completely bled out by Vovko and Dehydrated, who's going to put himself in the battle here, try to fight against Piptia here. And this DPM is going to completely rock him. He's got to reload his entire clip here. Ooh, big shots into Dehydrated, though. Nice snap there from Stars and Piped. He's actually perilously low. He's going to drop down. Thankfully, doesn't die, though. Double Kronvons here. Looks like Breadsticks is going to continue to try to put some bleeds into Piped. He puts in one shot. Chris M should pick up the kill here. He does so. And Piped does go down to the Kronvon off camera, and now all of a sudden it's looking like Rival's going to win the set. There's the kill onto Trimman. Machine's finding himself against Akison. He may be able to get the kill here. No, he doesn't. Akison somehow getting that one. Now it's just Handle. He goes down off camera, and Rival's actually winning the set 3-2. Who saw this coming? Who saw this coming? Everybody bet against Rival. Oh, man. That one wasn't nearly as close as the game before. Dang, Rival looking very good. Well, actually, neither of those games were particularly close, but holy cow. Whew. That was beautiful. And Rival, a very clean play to take it 3-2 over straight, winning the set. Well played. I gotta give it up. Rival, y'all impressed me. Looking good today. Not only eliminating Negro, but also putting Straight in jeopardy of not making top 8 either. We're gonna have to look at the final leaderboards, and I haven't done the math. I don't know how long it takes for those leaderboards to update, actually. So maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. I don't know if we're going to see the leaderboards, but we can at least take a look at the brackets right now. I did a quick refresh. Let's see what we got here. Holy cow. Well played to Rival for taking that group. That was a very competitive group. Went back and forth. There we go, guys. Let's take a look at the other groups. Leverage and Purple still seem to be playing, so Fates, despite losing in the opening side, ended up taking things back. This was a best of 3, and it looks like it turned into a best of 5 for the lower bracket finals. Purple does win it, though. Are fighting still in the grands. Honda and Nox are still going. Again, Nox actually knocked Olive out in 3rd, which puts them in jeopardy of their top 8 position. Apex and Venti are still playing. Venti actually beat Apex 3-1 in the upper finals. That's a shocker. We've got a lot of upsets today. Holy cow. They do beat Chomp 3-0. Maybe the goal here was for Apex to drop out and knock Chomp out in 3rd. So that Chomp doesn't make top 8 either. Holy cow. Jeez. Again, Straight winning this one, but then Rival ended up taking the group. Origin beating Poker 3-1. Someone said that this ruins their 100% streak. Origin actually didn't have a 100% streak as of today. They lost a few games the other day. They did not have an 100% streak anymore. Joker already won their set, no surprises there. I'm going to take a look in-game at when the Apex set started, when the Ponda set started, and when the Leverage set started. So let's take a look in-game and see how long it's going to take before we get those ones to update as well. So here, Purple versus Leverage started about 20 minutes ago. So that's a pretty normal set length, I would say. We can wait. Nox Ponda about 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago even, so this one's probably almost over. And Venti Apex. Yeah, started like 25 minutes ago, so lots of time. I'm going to go ahead and play a game or two, and we'll see how things update. I'm just going to go back to the Borsig. That's the tank that I've been playing on stream, and I've found pretty good success with it. Oof. But yeah, Eager not happy. But Straight potentially not happy either, nor is Elev. All three of those teams getting upset today. The Cups have not updated on the leaderboards, but it looks like the clan win rate percentage has. Joker actually moving up to first place after Origin lost a game or two, and Joker didn't lose any, so Joker has the higher win percentage now. They're in lead. I can show this later. I'm just not going to show it to you right now, but it looks like the win rate updates in real time, but the Cups wait until the very end to update. So, that's crazy. Glad I voted for Rival. Not a lifelong fan, man. Y'all who voted Rival. Congrats. Nice upsets, guys. Very well done. They update at midnight? Really? Oh, that sucks. We don't get to see top 8 until midnight? That's kind of cringe. That's lame. Rival secure top 16. Oh, that's for sure. I don't know why I activated that. That was an accident, I won't lie. But maybe we can catch this guy lacking. We'll catch somebody lacking. Maybe not. Dang, that was a waste. Maybe we can still hit this shot. Yeah, there we go. We got something out of it. P78-1 goes down as well. Hey, GG's, guys. I can turn alerts back on. I should probably thank everyone who followed during the tournament. That was MXTRX, Casadoa, and Ree. Thank you all for the follows. Appreciate you all. We sneak a shot here on this guy. Nice. That went a little to the side. I was actually nervous of that not hitting. Shooting HE on a Borsig in 2022 when I have Spaliner. You goofball. Can I HE him? No. I'll chill here for now. Spirit is safe. They should be safe, but no promises really. I could have shot that. Hit that instead though. I'm happy with that. That was beautiful. I know at least one of those teams is safe, but I just don't know which one's safe. I'd have to do the math. And I don't want to do the math, because there is way too much math to do. I'm just going to cross to this side, so I don't have to worry about getting shot by the IS-3. Yeah, it looks like I still could get shot by him, but it's whatever. So many wacky matches. I only wish I could catch them all. That's not how it works. Nice. I'll do like a little bit of a refresh after every game we play, and then I can pull out results if there are any. So it looks like there are results actually already. So we can briefly take a look at that. And that's going to be Leverage beating 3-1 Purple. So Leverage I mean, this set really didn't matter. I don't think purple would have dropped out of top 8, but results are in there. Ponda did beat Nox 3-0, so those results are in. Nox, though, knocking out Elev, that puts them in a little jeopardy. And Apex does beat Ventine at 3-2. So we are all completed with the day. And it sounds like, Mercury, you said the leaderboards do not update until later tonight. That's unfortunate. So we're at 28,000 cups now. Yeah, looks like we don't see an update. So the way that things are looking right now, this is how things were before, and then E-Girl was a close 9th. E-Girl did not do better than Elev or Straight, so they did not qualify. I'm guessing that these two will remain, because I don't think any of the other teams outperformed Straight or Elev. Like, these two got 3rd and 2nd, and if we look over here, I don't think any of these teams... This team got 3rd, Anbu, I think they got 3rd, if they even played today. No, it's right here. This is what I'm looking for. Did Anbu play today? They got 2nd. So, like, I don't think so. I think the top 8 is locked as it was. Like this. I think this is our top 8. That's going to be my guess. Despite all the crazy things happening, I think we're good here. The only thing would be Anbu potentially going in over Elevate. Because they didn't do better than Straight, but they did better than Elevate. So it's possible. But unlikely. Elev gets last spot type 8 too? Okay, thanks for the info, Captain. Appreciate it. Alright. Well, guys, that was that. Tournament was crazy today. Some really good sets. Congrats to Rival for winning Group 4. That's pretty big. That's really big, honestly. Like, congrats on making top 16. I know y'all were really rooting for it. So, everyone who made it, great job. Feels bad for E-Girl, who definitely did not perform up to expectations, I must say. So you guys can see, you can still hear me clicking through my game. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's it, guys. I don't think there's anything else for me to do here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and send you guys on off to another streamer. I like to do raids at the end of my stream, which is a cool thing that Twitch has. Looks like we're gonna be raiding Mystic Crow. So if you guys go ahead and enjoy. The raid will start just about now. So Mystic Crow's a really cool guy. He's new to Blitz, but he came over from Watt PC. He's just a fun person to be around. So y'all should enjoy his stream. But yeah, that's about it for the tournament. Qualifications are done. Top 8 is set. And let me double check what the day is. I think top 8 starts November 14th, which is a Monday? I think it's a Monday. I think November 14th is a Monday. So I will not be streaming until then. I'm going to take a break, I think, for the most part. Maybe a stream here or there. I really don't know yet. I don't know if I even want to because I am pooped. I am tired. But yeah, that's about it for me. So I'm going to send you guys off. So as always, stay safe and happy tanking.